Here we are for our season championship. Teams, good luck. A couple of reminders before we get started for anyone who may have just arrived for the finals. Please make sure your cell phones are silent and or off, and please no whispering answers out in the crowd. Let's have a big round of applause for all 10 teams who had an excellent season. Middletown, would you like to introduce your team?
I'm Nick Rozak.
I'm Isaac Cohen.
I'm Convention Timonani.
And I'm Sarah Martin.
And we'd like to make a shout out to Prime Ministers Stefan Löfven and Alexis Tsipras, as well as our principal, Miss Jeffrey.
All right.
That was Sweden on that.
Walkersville.
To my right is Caleb Chen. To my left is Blake Capella. To my far left is John Clark. And we would like to thank Mr. Coca-Cola for being an excellent announcer.
Thank you. Urbana.
To my left is Jared Armstrong. To my right is Sarat Hassan. To my far right is Yaya Chima. And we would like to thank our coach, Mr. Mark Kavanaugh.
And he's Jay Fogut.
Yeah. And we'd also like to thank our coach, Mr. Mark Kavanaugh, for all the wonderful years of training he's given us.
All right, great. Let's go ahead with a quick buzzer check before we get started. All right. The round one category for the championship is anagrams. An anagram is a word, phrase, or name formed by rearranging the letters of another. For each clue, you must provide both words. For example, if the clue is not arriving on time and a story, your answer would be late and tail. If you give the answers in the opposite order, that's okay, as long as you have both words. Question 1, a place to watch a film, one of the X-Men.
Urbana.
Response, please. Cinema and Iceman. Question 2, what a detective works on, the best cards in the deck.
Middletown.
Aces in case.
Aces in case, yes. Question 3, someone who peddles drugs, someone who takes charge.
Urbana.
Dealer and leader.
Dealer leader is correct, yes. Question 4, a partial refund on the cost of an item, to scold or criticize.
Middletown.
Rebate and berate.
Rebate and berate, yes. Question 5, a dried rough crust that forms over a cut, often yellow vehicles popular.
Middletown.
Scab and cabs.
Scab and cabs is correct. Question 6, a narrow boat with pointed ends propelled by a paddle, the largest type of body of water.
Urbana.
Ocean and canoe.
Ocean and canoe is correct, yes. Question 7, wanting to do or have something very much, to concur.
Urbana.
Answer,
Desire
please.
and reside.
Eager and agree. Question 8, large stringed instruments, having an edge or point that can cut.
Urbana.
Sharp and harps.
That is correct. Question 9, having walked with difficulty due to damage to the foot or leg, a small depression that forms.
Middletown.
Limp and plim.
I needed limped because I said having walked, so we needed the past tense there, and the other one was dimple. Limped and dimple. And question 10, a thing that may be chosen, a liquid which magical properties.
Walkersville.
Response, please.
Potion and option.
Option and potion is correct. That ends round 1. Round 2 is our individual school round. No buzzer systems in this round. Each team will get 6 questions of their very own, and there is no penalty for an incorrect answer in this round. Middletown, introductions.
I'm John Michalowski.
And I'm Camden Rayner.
And we'd like to make a shout out to the great question reader, Mr. Kolai.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Walkersville.
To my left is Jenna Conway. To my far right is Adam Sims, and I would like to thank all the teams that came out tonight.
Great.
To my
This
right
the
is Micah
finals.
Choi.
We were cheering harder in the first match. Sorry about that, Urbana.
You're
Go ahead.
fine. To my far left is Jared Armstrong. To my left is Janavi Sivakumar. I'm Abby Brady, and I'd like to wish the juniors good luck next year. I know we're leaving the team in good hands.
All right, great.
He's Micah Choi.
Some would say good hands and Jared, but you know. All right, here we go. Walkersville, A, B, or C for Middletown?
C.
All right, Middletown, 6 questions for you. Question 1. Name the largest city in Tennessee.
Memphis.
Memphis is correct. Question 2. This medical term defines a localized, blood-filled balloon-like bulge in the wall of a blood vessel. As one of these increases in size, it becomes more likely to burst. We tend to think of them happening in the brain, but they can actually occur all over the human body.
Embolism.
Aneurysm. Sorry. Question 3. This nonprofit organization, formed in 1980, focuses on providing children with life-threatening illnesses the opportunity to experience something they have always desired, whether it's a trip to a certain location or meeting and spending time with a celebrity. The celebrity who has been most requested is professional wrestler John Cena, with over 450 meetings with children. Name this wonderful organization.
The Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Make-A-Wish Foundation is correct. Question 4. In 1984, this neighbor of Winston's is an extremely orthodox party member who is very proud of his children when they turn him into the authorities for mumbling anti-Big Brother thoughts in his sleep. Response, please.
Napoleon.
Parsons. Question 5. This Hall of Fame NFL running back had the farthest and most public fall of probably any pro athlete in history. Along with an amazing football career, he also acted in a number of films and television programs. In 1994, he was accused of murdering his ex-wife and her boyfriend. He was acquitted, but many people didn't believe that at all. He is currently in prison on a kidnapping and armed robbery conviction.
O.J. Simpson.
O.J. Simpson is correct. And question 6. The most well-known presidential scandal of the 1990s had nothing to do with politics or legal issues, but instead with marital infidelity. Bill Clinton initially denied the charges of his dalliance with the White House staffer, but later admitted to an improper physical relationship. Name this White House staffer who became famous for this relationship.
Monica Lewinsky.
Lewinsky is correct. That ends round 2 for Middletown. Urbana, A or B for Walkersville?
B.
Question 1. What is the most populous city in Missouri?
St. Louis.
Kansas City. Question 2. This international nonprofit charitable organization was originally founded in 1919. It now assists more than 1 million children and adults with autism, disabilities, and other special needs annually through a network of more than 550 service sites in the United States, Canada, Australia, and Puerto Rico. Name this wonderful organization that shares part of its name with the spring holiday.
Easter.
I needed Easter seals. Sorry, Easter seals. Question 3. This condition is a progressive bone disease that is characterized by a decrease in bone mass and density, which can lead to an increased risk of fracture. It mainly affects older individuals, particularly women.
Osteoporosis.
Osteoporosis is correct. Question 4. In Of Mice and Men, this character is the most respected member of the farm's work crew and is the only one that George really opens up to about his time spent with Lenny. Response, please.
Slim.
Slim is correct. Question 5. This American cyclist is a cancer survivor and founded the Livestrong Foundation. He won 7 consecutive Tour de France champion. Oh, wait, he was stripped of all of those titles and other accolades due to his use of performance-enhancing drugs and has been banned from competitive cycling for life. Name this disgraced athlete.
Armstrong.
Lance Armstrong is correct. And question 6. This was the most famous scandal to arise from Warren Harding's time in the White House. It involved Albert Fall, Harding's Secretary of the Interior, selling the right to the oil reserves in an area of Wyoming and other locations in exchange for personal profit and cattle. Response, please.
Defer.
The Teapot Dome scandal.
Teapot Dome is correct. That ends round 2 for Walkersville. All right, Urbana, you have packet A. Question 1. Name the most populous city in the state of Florida.
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville is correct. Question 2. Entertainer Danny Thomas founded this nonprofit hospital in 1962. It is a pediatric treatment and research facility focused on children's catastrophic diseases. Name this amazing children's hospital located in Memphis, Tennessee, that takes its name from a saint.
St. Jude's.
St. Jude's is correct. Question 3. This medical condition is described as the protrusion of an organ or the fascia of an organ through the wall of the cavity that normally contains it. Response, please.
No response.
Hernia. Question 4. In The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, Huck signs his fortune over to this character in order to keep it away from his father.
Jim.
Now, Judge Thatcher. Question 5. This famous retired boxer was known for being a devastating fighter in the ring. He was also known for spending time in prison, biting a piece off an opponent's ear, and appearing in the movie The Hangover. He now has a really weird cartoon series on Adult Swim. Name this intimidating man with the very unintimidating voice.
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson is correct. Question 6. This political scandal was the largest during the Reagan years. It occurred during his second term and involved rebels from Nicaragua, money, and U.S. hostages in the Middle East. Name this scandal. Response, please.
The Iran-Contra affair?
Iran-Contra affair is correct. That ends round 2. I'd say we're locked in quite a dogfight right now, but I didn't include a Michael Vick question for fallen athletes. But we have a really close match here tonight. Middletown at 6, Walkersville at 5, Urbana at 5. That brings us to round 3, which is our math round. 5 of the 10 questions will be designated math questions. Once I finish reading a math question, teams will have 30 seconds in which to calculate their responses, and they must provide the answer immediately when they buzz and are recognized by the scorer's table. Middletown, any introductions?
I'm Alejandro Valdez.
I'm Colin Fields, and we would like to thank everyone here for coming out to show your support for the teams participating in this tournament, celebrating the pinnacle of academic achievement in all of our Frederick County public schools.
I think I found my replacement when I'm ready to step down. All right, Walkersville.
To my left is Emily Sims. To my far left is Susanna Chen. And we would like to thank our parents for all their support and their rides to and from matches.
Urbana.
To my right is Anmol Srivastava. To my immediate left is Keshav Ramanathan. To my far left is Boz Portalanka. I'm April Nellis.
Okay, great. All right. Question 1 is a math question. 4 different labels have fallen off of the 4 cans they were attached to. If you randomly put one of the labels on each can, what % chance do you have to put the correct label on exactly 3 of the cans?
Middletown.
1/6.
0%, because if you put them correctly on 3, you will automatically put them correctly on 4. Question 2. Tricky. All right. Question 2. A foolish consistency is the hobgoblin of little minds.
Walkersville.
Response, please.
No response.
Emerson. That comes from Self-Reliance by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Question 3 is a math question. Find the integer n such that n times 3 to the 4th times 7 to the 5th equals 21 to the 6th power.
Middletown.
63.
63 is correct. Question 4. How many electrons are in the outer shell of a bromine atom?
Middletown.
7.
7 is correct. Question 5 is a math question. Given a set of 5 numbers, 1, 3, 4, 7, and 9, which of the following is least? Arithmetic mean, geometric mean, or harmonic mean?
Urbana.
Harmonic mean? Harmonic mean is correct. Question 6. This president was nicknamed Old Man Eloquent. That was John Quincy Adams. Question 7 is a math question. The first term of an arithmetic sequence is 15, and the 7th term is 57. What is the 30th term of this sequence?
Urbana.
218.
218 is correct. Question 8. This alternative to cable has rolled out a number of strange versions of actor Rob Lowe.
Walkersville.
Response, please.
DirecTV.
DirecTV is correct. Question 9 is a math question. A set of test scores is normally distributed. If 68% of students scored between 54% and 70%, how many percentage points above the mean did a student have to score to be in the top 2.5% of the class?
Middletown.
16.
16% is correct. That's the last math question I have to read this year. All right. And finally, question 10. According to perfectionlearning.com, this is the most popular American novel for use in American literature classrooms. The Scarlet Letter is second, Huck Finn is third.
Urbana.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
The Great Gatsby. I believe Mockingbird was 4th or 5th, if I remember correctly. That ends round 3. Round 4 is our predetermined category round. Tonight we will have 10 questions on all things Shakespeare. Middletown, introductions.
I'm Sean Joyce.
And we'd like to make a shout out to, once again, we'd like to make a shout out to everyone who came and supported us, including Allison Miller, who was here in spirit.
Good.
Thank you.
All right, Walkersville.
No new players, but we would like to thank William Shakespeare.
All right. He deserves it. Urbana.
To my far right is Risham Nahar, and to my left is Catherine Lee.
All right, here we go. 10 questions on all things Shakespeare. Question 1. Aldous Huxley wrote a famous novel and based...
Middletown.
Brave New World.
We needed Miranda, the character from The Tempest that spoke the line including Brave New World. Question 2. Rosalind flees persecution in her uncle's court and finds safety and eventually love in the Forest of Arden. She encounters the melancholy traveler Jacques, who makes the famous speech, "All the world's a stage."
Middletown.
As You Like It.
As You Like It is correct. Question 3. Henry V first appeared as Prince Hal in Henry IV, Part 1 and 2, and is a hero of exuberant leadership who carries England to victory over France. The play is Henry V. What lengthy war was the focus?
Walkersville.
100 Years' War.
100 Years' War is correct. Question 4. Some argue that Shakespeare had an unhappy marriage, others that he was happy.
Walkersville.
Second best bet.
His bed, yes. Question 5. One may make a catastrophic mistake and then live a peaceful, happy life if one believes the origins of this famous Shakespearean tragedy. However, after Shakespeare altered his sources, the very opposite might be true of the title character.
Middletown.
King Lear.
King Lear is correct. Question 6. Felix Mendelssohn was commissioned to write incidental music for a production of this Shakespeare comedy in 1843. The best known of these pieces is the famous Wedding March. Name the play that features...
Walkersville.
A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Midsummer Night's Dream is correct. Question 7. Kevin Spacey, Ian McKellen, Laurence Olivier.
Walkersville.
Hamlet.
Richard III. Question 8. This novel, written by William Faulkner in 1929, focuses on the Compson family that falls into financial ruin in Mississippi. The title of the novel is taken from a famous...
Walkersville.
The Sound and the Fury.
The Sound and the Fury is correct. Question 9. In Romeo and Juliet, he is a cousin to Juliet, and he's a belligerent...
Walkersville.
Tybalt.
Tybalt is correct. And question 10. Name this theater built in 1599.
Urbana.
The Globe Theater.
The Globe Theater is correct. That ends round 4. All right, folks, this is it. 20 questions, round 5. Anybody's game? Should be exciting. Here we go. I hear some people having some trouble breathing. They're so excited over there on the side. Oh, yes, I'm sorry, Middletown. Any introductions or recognitions? Sorry.
We'd like to make a shout out to our seniors, Tunin Chintamanini, Sean Joyce, and Jacqueline Weaver. Good luck in college and later on in your life as well. Thank you.
Walkersville.
No new players, but I would like to thank Random Facts for giving us something to do.
All right. Urbana.
No new players, but I'd like to thank my parents, my younger brother, and everyone who came out to support us.
All right, wonderful. All right, 20 questions to crown our champion and to get to take home that trophy till next year. Question 1. This famous sonnet by Shelley looks at how the ravages of time are unavoidable.
Middletown.
Ozymandias.
Ozymandias is correct. Question 2. On July 4th, 1826, America was celebrating...
Urbana.
Response, please.
Thomas Jefferson and John Adams.
Yes, that is correct. All right. That was some anticipation there that paid off. It was the day that it was our 50th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, but Thomas Jefferson and John Adams both died on that day. Question 3. The 2016 Summer Olympics will be hosted by...
Middletown.
Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
Rio de Janeiro is correct. Sorry. Question 4. This man won the Daytona 500.
Urbana.
Logano.
Logano is correct. Question 5. This father and son, both Puritan ministers, are historically remembered mostly for their connections with the Salem witch trials. That was Increase and Cotton Mather. Question 6. The 1986 explosion of the Space Shuttle Challenger is an image that was forever ingrained into the memory of the then 8-year-old me. This, however, wasn't the only space shuttle disaster in U.S. history. In 2003...
Middletown.
Columbia.
Columbia is correct. Question 7. This is one of the world's most important novels ever written about World War I, and in
Walkersville.
All Quiet on the Western Front.
All Quiet on the Western Front is correct. Question 8. Russian composer Tchaikovsky is known for composing some of the most popular theatrical music in the classical repertoire. One of his most famous works is the scoring he did for this ballet, which is...
Urbana.
The Nutcracker.
The Nutcracker is correct. Question 9. At the bottom of many license plates registered to owners in Washington, D.C.
Urbana.
No taxation without representation.
Sorry, taxation without representation. The no is not included there. They're reminding everybody that they violate the laws of the land. All right. Question 10. This mineral is also known as fool's gold.
Middletown.
Pyrite.
Pyrite is correct. Question 11. The original title of this 1899 novel was A Solitary Soul. In this novel, set in and near New Orleans, the main...
Walkersville.
The Awakening.
The Awakening is correct. Question 12. This president served during most of the Civil War as a colonel in the Union Army.
Urbana.
Okay, Hayes.
Benjamin Harrison. Question 13. One of the controversies of the week involves claims, since stepped back from, that the president does not love America. Who made these claims?
Middletown.
Rudy Giuliani.
Giuliani is correct. Question 14. March 1st, 1932 was the date of one of the most publicized crimes of the 20th century. On this date, the child of this prominent
Middletown.
Lindbergh.
Lindbergh is correct. Question 15. In the traditional version of the popular holiday song, what alliterative gift is given on the 11th day?
Middletown.
Response, please.
Maids a milking.
Piper's piping. I think maids milking is 8. Question 16. This 15th century morality play is probably the most well-known in modern times. Most of the characters in the piece are allegorical and represent elements of the human condition, such as knowledge,
Walkersville.
response please,
Pilgrim's Progress.
every man. Question 17. Give the first and last name of the father of modern U.S. rocketry.
Urbana.
Robert Goddard.
Robert Goddard is correct. Question 18. This Alaskan city shares its name, but not its spelling, with a mythical small humanoid.
Walkersville.
Nome.
Nome is correct. Question 19. While the truth of the matter is a bit uncertain, the line, "In the future, everyone will be famous for 15 minutes," is generally attributed to this pop art icon.
Walkersville.
Warhol.
Andy Warhol is correct. Question 20. Who was the king of Troy during the Trojan?
And Walkersville.
Priam.
Priam is correct. That ends the match. Congratulations, Middletown.